Good morning, y'all. Welcome back. So glad you're joining us today. We're here in Maryland. More specifically, I think it's called College Park, Maryland, and we're at Cherry Hill RV Park. And this might be the nicest RV park we've ever stayed at. But this video is not going to be about the park. We're working on a video about this park because it's so nice, we want to share it with you. It's even nicer than Creek Fire, which was our favorite until we stayed here. But we're gonna finish our stay before we talk to you about all the things we love about this place and make sure that we don't find something we don't like. Today, we're going to explore Washington, D.C. We're going to check out the nation's capital. And it's a big deal because we have to use the public transportation system. Being from Texas, we don't know anything about that because we don't really have it. And when we do, it's just like a one single line light rail, or it's some buses. Here you have to use a bus, a subway, another bus, and all kinds of other things to get around this city. It was so complicated that we went to an orientation when we got here. That's right, we're at an RV park that gives you an orientation when you arrive and explains to you how the transit system works here. So I took lots of notes. Alicia went outside with the kids. Hopefully we paid attention and hopefully it's smooth sailing. I've done a little bit of homework on how to get around and she gave us some pointers on how not to mess up your travels today. But we're excited. We can't wait to see the nation's capital and hopefully our transit works out for the best. Wish us luck. We sleep amazing because of our RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, and they've agreed to let us give one of these to one of you guys out there. They're gonna let you choose your size, your thickness, and your firmness. Any mattress on their website, they're gonna send directly to you. And all you gotta do to get her to win your very own Brooklyn Bedding is head over to pavingnewpaths.com and get yourself some merch. Anything from our merchandise store get you entered to win your very own Brooklyn Bedding mattress. We're about to use the public transportation system in Washington, D.C. And because Alicia decided to be that kid that wants to get my notes after the class, I'm the only one that remembers anything about what's going to happen today.
I did not study for the test. I didn't go to class. I didn't do anything to prepare for this. So this is a place that if you are directionally challenged, you have to use public transport, you need to bring a friend. I'm phoning a friend right now.
We have an app and we have 3 different maps. So the lady gave an orientation and I was like, okay, this is a joke. No, it was a great orientation. She was there an hour talking. Alicia left at about 15 minutes in and just walked out the door with the kids.
In my defense, it wasn't very interesting for me or the kids.
Step 1, we are very light today because we need to be able to get on buses, subways, other buses. We need to be very mobile. So we're pretty thin today. We are taking a stroller, which may be the biggest obstacle of our day. Second, so these are the cards that you get to go anywhere in DC. So these work for parking at the metro stations, which is what we're about to do. These work for the subways, the buses. There's about 3 different types of buses in the city. So there's a circulator, there's the metro bus, works for everything.
So what, we put money on them?
So we bought these here at the RV park.
Okay.
You can buy them at any bus station, any subway station. There's so many places to buy these and you buy them based on the number. So this is a $22 card, which means it costs $2 for the card, $20 on it. I went ahead and tried to make us have the best chance of success because they say if you run out of money, you can't put money on if you're stuck inside the subway. You can only put money when you're outside of the subway.
Oh my gosh.
So I hooked our credit cards up so it recharges. So hopefully our first day, we don't get stuck in the subway trying to figure out how to get out of there. The reason we went to the orientation is because she told us there's 4 ways to explore DC. I'm gonna get the first one out of the way. Take your own vehicle. She said, absolutely do not take your own vehicle to DC. That is the worst way to see DC. She goes, you'll drive in there and then you'll leave this city when you leave.
Especially if you're in a dually.
The second way is they actually have a bus stop here that Metro comes and picks you up from the RV park and will take you to where you can catch the subway, and then you take the subway into downtown.
Right.
The third way is you can use a tour bus. They have guided tours where they pick you up at your RV site and take you on a tour, a guided tour for 5, 6, and 8 hours throughout the city. There's a tour basically every single day here.
Wow.
And the fourth way, which is what we're gonna do, we're taking our vehicle and we're driving to the subway station. We're gonna park, and then we're taking the subway into downtown, and we'll use the buses in downtown to move quicker. Wish us luck as we attempt to figure out how to navigate. I mean, this is gonna sound so silly to those of y'all who are used to public transportation. We honestly I've never ridden a subway in my life.
No, I haven't
Like,
either.
I'm gonna be a tourist. In Houston, we had the light rail, never rode it.
Yeah.
Never rode a bus.
I've ridden a few of those because I work downtown, and then I also parked somewhere outside of the city and rode the bus in to where I worked because it was just easier than driving.
So, wish us luck that us Texans don't have a horrible day because we don't understand how to read this map.
Here we go.
We made it to the Greenbelt subway station, and it wasn't without a little bit of issue because we didn't understand some of the signs here or how to navigate Washington in our own truck. But we're here. We just took a little detour, a little scenic route to get here. What'd you think about that random sign at the circle that made no sense to us?
Oh my gosh, we don't do circles very good. That's all I can say.
Here in DC, the circle has 2 lanes. And if you get in the wrong one, you just keep doing circles. Like, there's no way to get out unless you just go away from where you actually want to go. So the good news is this is the end of the line for the Greenbelt station, which means we have no chance of getting on the wrong train because the only train that leaves here goes to DC. We have a 100% chance of getting on the right train here, but we have to learn how to get off the train. And I've read the map. I'm getting off where she told me to get off, but it's our first time. It's everyone's first time to be on a subway.
I know, it feels kind of crazy that we're doing this for the first time with our kids who are doing it for the first time. So it's kind of cool. We're all gonna learn together. Maybe we'll make them experts by the end of the week.
Also, you might be wondering why she's wearing him. It's because we've never done this before and we want to be mobile. So we're bringing the stroller, but I'm gonna carry that folded up, and
Yes.
she's gonna have him so that we can be efficient getting on and off the trains.
All we know is what we've seen in movies, and it seems like in movies it's like super crowded. There's nowhere to sit. You gotta be quick. So we're prepared. Well, we think we're prepared. We don't know. Watch it be like super chill, laid back. Like we have all the time in the world.
Welcome to the National Mall, and I want Alicia to tell you what she thought this was.
So when he told me we were going to the National Mall yesterday, I went on Google and I searched it because baby boy needs some new clothes, and I thought it was a shopping mall. I was a little questioning why you were taking us to a shopping mall, but I was gonna go with it. So when I looked it up, I realized I was sadly disappointed. There's no shopping mall.
But there's all kinds of famous things. Look, there's a castle, and the Washington Monument, and the archives, and the Capitol building, and the White House.
Everything is here. This is, so far, just getting off the subway and walking over here, it's beautiful. Like, the sidewalks are huge, and there's trees growing on both sides of your sidewalk. So it's like so much green area. I'm impressed.
You know what else is crazy? We got in a train, went through a tunnel, and woke up in a different world.
Right? It does feel like a completely different world than where our RV is parked. So this is neat.
We're here in the middle, and this way we have the U.S. Capitol, and this way we have the Washington Monument. So I think we've been watching too much Jack Ryan, because every time I see 2 guys on a bench, it's got to be the FBI or the CIA doing some top secret stuff.
I always think about that show I used to watch called Blacklist. They always met on a bench somewhere like this with a little bit of greenery around and a nice monument in the background.
It's not like that. I haven't seen one CIA agent or FBI agent, or maybe I have and I just don't know it. They're being very good about it today. It's not like the movies. They don't sit still with no one else around to hear what they're talking about.
They're not dressed in a super slick black suit with super slick sunglasses, talking all privately with their earpiece in.
Welcome to the Washington Monument. Look at that right there. That's pretty awesome. We're going to go up to the base and check it out. But unfortunately, all the tickets for the day are sold out. It's a first come, first served basis every single day. You don't actually have to pay anything to get in there, but you have to have a ticket to go up. And we hear it's 4 to 5 months out in order to get a ticket to go see that. Y'all want to hear what Alicia just said? She thinks that every time we see someone in black running out here that they are FBI or CIA agent in training.
I mean, they were both super young. They looked like they were trying to get in. They're on the up and up.
That's okay, because every time I see a black SUV, it's like, that's them, that's the Secret Service, there they are.
What did you say when you heard the helicopter?
Oh, come on, please be Marine One. I thought I was gonna get some great footage of Marine One flying in front of the Washington Monument. It was not Marine One.
Not at all.
This is nothing like the movies make it out to be. There's no secret agents going on anywhere.
Taller than it looked from way over there.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You know, Texas likes to be bigger than everybody.
Yeah?
So the San Jacinto Monument looks just like that, and it honors us winning our independence from Mexico.
Right.
Guess what? We built it taller.
Of course we did.
Also, guess what?
What?
See the U.S. Capitol down there?
Uh-huh.
Ours bigger too.
Texans might have a complex. Everything is bigger in Texas.
And the bad thing is they modeled it after the U.S. Capitol and said, let's go just a little bit more.
Of course we did.
This is the Washington Monument, but guess what's in front of it?
What's that?
So you see there's a giant reflecting pond.
Yeah.
And a building at the end.
Right.
So that's the reflecting pond, and at the end it's old Honest Abe sitting in his chair looking back at us.
Oh, wow.
Also, I believe the Vietnam War wall is here too, so we're gonna check that out. There's so much history here.
There really is.
But it's not boring history, it's all monuments about things.
I know, and it's all beautiful. You see the white building over there peeking over the trees? That's where the president lives. That's where we're gonna go see. It's called the White House. What?
What?
You wanna go check it out? Oh, I see black SUVs.
Here they come.
Look, that might be the president.
Look, someone important's finally leaving.
my
It's
gosh.
happening.
It's probably a movie set.
Oh no, that looks like the Japanese flag. We did see something from the movies. We saw Secret Service. I think that was a Japan flag on the car, so it's probably the president of Japan was here visiting.
We'll have to look up what was happening today. It's pretty awesome.
Alicia, it's a second famous person. I mean, not famous,
Not
important.
famous.
Important person. Second important person.
I feel like they're like booking it.
They are. Here they come. Let's see whose flag's on this one. I can't tell.
I didn't see that far. That's so cool.
2 important people drove by. You know what's funny is like we think we know what's going on. They're probably not even in there. They probably went out like the totally casual way out the front door. And then they do this to make us think that's them.
They're over there in their Ford Focus, untinted windows, just driving away casually. Happening again, but this time we're on the block that they're gonna pass by. They just shut the street down. Let's see who it is. Like we're gonna be able to know.
Who is it?
Who is it? Who's in there?
That's probably actually the important people. They don't make a big deal about it.
They didn't have escorts with them though. I wonder.
After the world's longest walk, we finally made it to the White House, because what we saw from the Washington Monument, you can't see that side. You have to walk all the way around to the front. You get to see this side, which I guess, is this called like the South Lawn? I don't know.
I think it did say south view this way, and the north view was down Pennsylvania, which we couldn't go.
You couldn't get anywhere close to the front side that sees the Washington Monument. Right here, you can walk up almost to the fence. There are some police officers there, so I wouldn't get real close. We did the giant walk over here, and it was honestly a letdown because you can't get close and there's some sort of construction going on, so you can't even get a good picture.
I know. I wanted to go to like the very front of the building, not the side or the back view. I liked our view better from when we were further away.
Yes, that's the view we wanted to get, but you can't get close anymore. And the one back here, they're doing work, so you walk all the way back here, only to find out there's like a partition hiding most of the front. And you're so far away now, you can't get anywhere close to the gate. So it's not like all the pictures that we saw in the movies where people are right up there next to the White House. You're really far away now and you're not getting close.
Okay, here's why we didn't film also. There's a man sitting there with a bunch of speakers and he's blasting every national anthem for all the countries. So he announces, this is the national anthem for Cameroon. And then you get to hear that one and it's so loud. So that wasn't my favorite.
The walk was not worth the end result. But now we're gonna head back over to try to find either some food or we need to get back over to the reflection pond.
Food.
Y'all want some more real life?
I want food.
Oh yeah.
Food.
That one wants food too, she just can't say it.
Look at the other one. He's got the good ride. Baby
Do you want
boy's
food
done.
yet?
I'm either way. I don't really care.
You know we've walked a long way to get here.
Yeah, I know.
And you see
but they're
them?
gonna get sleepy after they eat. That's my only reason.
No,
for
when
saying
you
no.
feed them, they get energy.
Oh, we
and
need that for Kayla.
Oh, we need that for Phil. So we made the long walk back to the Washington Monument. It's right over there. And our first stop before we get to the reflecting pool is the World War II monument. So that was the World War II memorial, and it is pretty awesome. Really good memorial. And now we're about to see the reflecting pond and old Honest Abe's at the end. Up next is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. Alicia,
I do know what this is.
have you seen this before?
I have. It's a
We're
little,
gonna
it's a little sad.
It's not sad, it's memorial. I mean, it is sad it
I know,
happened.
yes.
But the memorial's not sad. It's
Oh,
to
no.
remember them.
It's very nice. I want to walk up and see the names. A little overwhelming, honestly.
It's a lot.
It is. I mean, those plaques were huge and there was so many names on it. It's just terrible to think about.
It's a memorial. It's how we became who we are.
I understand, but that's somebody's family over there, and I just think, like, what if you were in that war, or my dad, or my grandpa, or things like that? Like, that's terrible, but
You know what I
makes
think
you
it is?
appreciate what people will do for their country.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because Vietnam is so close that there's still people that are around that lived that war.
Right.
Whereas World War II, I'm not sure if anybody's still around that survived that war. There
Right.
might be one or two, but that was a different generation.
Yeah.
That would mean the World War II would mean more to not even like Your great-grandparents?
Probably great or great-great, yeah, depending on your age.
But this, your parents were alive during this.
Right. And we see people all the time with Vietnam vet hats on, you know, so there's a lot still here.
Are you ready to go see Honest Abe?
I am. I do know this was in a movie.
She actually thinks it's always just in a movie. It's cool to
Right.
see when she realizes it's a real place.
Yeah, I just think it's movie set. I like it here because it's nice and cool.
It's really big.
Yeah, I meant cool like temperature, by the way. We're kind of hot right now, but it's cool in here. This thing is huge. It doesn't look as big when you're way out there looking at it, but once you're in here, like the ceilings are so tall and these columns are huge.
You mean these?
Yeah, and he is like really big. How tall did you say he was?
I think he's 16 foot tall.
It felt bigger than that, but yeah, it's really neat. And if you have a chance, go inside, like where the elevator or the accessible entrance is, because there's like little plaques and wall things you can read about there that I feel like a lot of these people, they just come up the steps, see Abe, and then turn around and go back. And we walked all the way around it, and I think it was worth it.
I like this kind of stuff.
I know. Like, you understand all the history behind it. I just like it because it's pretty and it's a neat place to be. The reflection pond view is cool from up here. I didn't quite understand why they were calling it a reflection pond, honestly, while we were walking toward this place.
Now
But
you get
once
it,
we
right?
got up here, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. They knew what they were talking about.
So next up, we're gonna head over and check out the Korean War Memorial and Martin Luther King. Cancel the Korean War Memorial because a whole convoy of police just showed up. So you see those little Dodge minivans? Those are Secret Service.
Yeah.
They just showed up and they got out and they closed down the Korean War Memorial. And we think because the Korean president's actually here. When we said earlier it was Japan.
Right, we thought it was Japan, but there's Korean flags flying with the DC flags and the United States flags all over the area. So for sure he's there seeing the memorial, I bet, or getting ready to be there.
All I know is we walked up and the guy goes, the memorial's closed for the rest of the night, sir. And there is so many law enforcement agents here now.
Right, now there's like every 10 feet there's a service agent, whatever you call them. Secret Service?
Yeah.
Secret Service.
So now we're walking around a big detour to go see Martin Luther.
Martin Luther King.
I don't know who is coming here, but they have 3 SUVs over there with an armory of pew-pews coming out. And not just your regular pew-pews, the real pew-pews. And they look serious. They said, hi, how's it going? And then just walked away. And I was like, well, see you later. I guess we'll move along.
We kind of wondered, were we supposed to be on the sidewalk? Because we were literally the only non-uniformed people on this sidewalk right now.
Look,
so.
no one? No one. Well, there's a guy running.
I did
but-
tell Kevin if we weren't supposed to be here, I'm sure they would let us know.
Yeah, the way they looked at us, he came and says, hey, how's it going? And just walked off. I was like, well, that was his chance. If we weren't supposed to be here, he'd have let us know real quick. We weren't supposed to be on that sidewalk. We were the last people to let through.
Yeah.
And when we walked up, she goes, sidewalk closed, no one else.
They're diverting everyone to this side of the street, but we're where we need to be.
We're at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
that was the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. Now, we want to go see the Thomas Jefferson Memorial over there, but there's a lot of water and a lot of walking to get there. And we're getting hungry.
So hungry.
Also, we've already walked 14,000 steps and our feet are screaming.
Ashlyn's been a trooper. She's done all the steps we've done.
So we're gonna walk this way along the tidal basin because it gets us closer to food, and also it gets us closer to deciding if we're gonna make the walk over there or if we're gonna save it for another time, because there's a lot to do here and we're coming back for at least a second day, if not a third. So we made the walk from MLK back to the Washington Monument. There it is. And we decided we've had enough. Yeah, Bubba's had enough. Ashlyn's had enough. Kayla been having enough for a while. So we're at 16,000 steps and we still have who knows how many miles back to the first subway station. So we're going back to the subway. We're going back to the truck. Are we eating here or are we going home?
I think we're gonna wait because the subway ride's pretty long and I just don't feel like the kids
won't make it. If they eat, they won't make the subway ride without needing the restroom.
Right.
And it's like 25 minutes back to our truck.
Yeah, so I think we should get back to our truck and then we'll decide what we're gonna do.
Wish us luck. We're going back to find the subway station we came out of, find the right train, and hopefully find our truck. Well guys, we made it back to the parking lot where our truck is, but it wasn't without a little bit of drama, because we thought we understood how the subway worked and the station we got on and we were like, oh, we're good. We read the map.
We had to ask a local for some help. Thankfully, she steered us in the right direction.
She was like, just get on this train. It goes only one place. Get off, go upstairs, get on the green one. You'll be home.
It's a little confusing because there's a green line, but we also have to get off at green belt. So if you're not paying attention, it just says green and you think you're good, but you may not necessarily be getting on the right one. So pay attention or ask a local.
We came, we saw, I'm not sure we conquered. We didn't see near enough things that are in Washington D.C. and guess how many steps we walked?
Way too many. I'm gonna guess about 10,000 too many.
We walked 18,000 steps today.
Goodness, yep, that was a lot.
So we survived our first day in DC and we're gonna have to go back. We're going to find some food and we're going home to rest these legs because my knees are smoking right now.
I know, I was just thinking we might have to take turns and go sit in the sauna when we get home because I could use a little heat therapy.
Thanks for hanging out this day. We love you. And stay tuned because we're going back to DC for at least round 2, if not round 3. See you later.